Like I was telling you guys earlier, like San Pedro is not something you just do in your regular old surroundings. Like, it's a little exploratory type of drug where you go out and you see the world for a different perspective than what it is, like what you're not used to, you know. So you go the extra step and not seeing the same old surroundings you've been in, you know. Like when I do it, it just gives me that urge to go out and explore. It gives me that urge to go somewhere I haven't been, you know.
Yeah, exactly. I feel the same way.
And the most place I feel at peace when I'm on that is in nature, bro. Away from buildings, away from houses, away from neighborhoods, away from society. I feel like going out to the desert, going out to a meadow, you know, going out to a field, a lake, something, you know, just straight where I can connect with my own roots, you know, like just get away from all the bullshit I'm used to. Because obviously when you're doing that shit, you're not doing what you do every day, you know, so why would you be where you be every day, you know? You just take it the extra mile and you go somewhere else, you know, that you're not used to being every day, and it just, it takes the experience to a further level, because psychedelics, like I say, they magnify your feelings. If you're feeling a certain way at the time that you take it, you're gonna feel that shit tenfold, 100-fold, you know? So I always take it in a good surrounding.
It can't be something.
Around good people, and you know, like.
I mean, definitely, you know, from my first experience down to where we're at right now, I mean, just a couple of days too, we're just out there, just, you know, being a little bit more adventurous, you know, just being out there a little bit more different compared to where we're at now. And I mean, it all clicks, you know, we all want to just get away for a little bit, we all want to do whatever. You know, just kind of go out to the wilderness, be ourselves, and I mean, sometimes you get that, you know, euphoric fucking sense as to where, you know, you're out there just, you know, a little soul searching or whatever, but we've had our, you know, experiences as to everything else. I mean, I just feel like sometimes we're out there just learning something that not a lot the average person learns, and that's just where it comes down to. How you feel about that, Tom?
Yeah, man, a lot of people used to do that stuff too back in the day. I mean, this is something that isn't new. It's something actually that's been around for a long time. I mean, the natives used to do that shit, and they would just.
They still do it to this day, you know.
They still do it to this day. They probably, like, you know, they would do like spiritual walks and, you know, ayahuasca, stuff like what's this thing called, peyote?
Yeah.
And they would do all that, you know what I mean? So it's like kind of in our nature, or kind of embedded in us to do that type, you know, the same stuff. Not always, because if you do something, you're abusing it, but in a way, you know, it doesn't matter if you do something one time. But nothing like that, you know, that was man-made. We're talking about stuff that's natural, I mean, and it's something in nature, you know. Yeah, and I mean, you could do that stuff and, you know, not have any bad trips at all with it. That's why I'm speaking on it, because I've done the same things, and I haven't had a bad trip ever. I haven't tripped a lot, but still.
Definitely, a lot of what we kind of know and what we do is, you know, just came from what we know is tribal. It's in our blood, and a lot of what we know, friendship-wise, and a lot of stuff. So I mean, you know, boy, G will tell you about another perspective.
Like the first time that I tried it, you know, the homies put me on, talking about the peyote, you know, brewing it up.
Yeah, man.
The homies, the brewmaster. You know,
This guy.
that day we had the double dose.
Yeah, it was a good time. I have clips from it. I might, you know, put them on later, but.
And me and the other goon decided to fucking try it the same day for the first time. You know, we took half a dose, and we still felt it. You know, we didn't tag along to look at the real experience with the homies and shit. Go out to the desert, you know, feel the fucking vibe with the nature, all that shit, because that's what it's about.
But you still had your own personal experience in it.
Yeah, I still had my own shit.
Yeah.
You know,
I was over here doing my thing. Yeah. Smoking bud only intensifies it, so yeah. You know, I had to do it. I had to do it too. Smoke a couple things. You know, and you know, I had a good thing, but.
Adrian, what would you say happened on the night that we did that? When we went out and we were in the desert and
I mean, one thing that I would say happened to us, and I'm speaking from only my opinion and personal experience into what I've encountered in life, is we dipped our toes into a realm we're not familiar with, and in that realm we're not familiar with, there's certain entities that are either positive or negative. And that night we encountered negative entities, and my belief and my religion that I believe in leads me to believe that those souls were demons. So all I say is be careful with this shit. Don't take everything that you get from it seriously, because it's not as serious as you think it is. When it presents itself to you, when you take that shit, it makes you think that everything you're feeling on it is a reality, but you always come back. You always do, no matter, even though you feel you'll be stuck eternally in that shit, timeless, and all that shit, you know?
Yeah, it's good. And, you know, I mean, when it was all going down as to, you know, when I first, you know, seen it with my eyes as to how it all went down, I mean, you know, my boy Tone, you know, showed me how it was all going down, let me know what was going down, as well as Adrian, too. We were kind of just, you know, in just a little bit of a predicament that we kind of brought ourselves into, as well as, you know, learning what we were kind of up against, because sometimes you just don't know what's out there, and sometimes you gotta kind of like realize it. I mean, we were kind of pushing buttons as well, but I mean, we saw something that, you know, definitely makes you realize what you're doing here and how it affects people. Alright. Well, I mean, my guy said it perfectly well. You know, what happened on that night, and my ways of thinking about it was, yeah, like Adrian said, there was some entities that either came to us because we were, you know, under the influences, some, you know, psychedelic, or I don't know, they just spotted us out. But, you know, if they were bad, you know, we just stayed away from them and tried to, you know, do our own thing. But pretty much the scenario was we were in the desert, just alone. We know we wandered off into the desert, you know, still, you know, in our, you know, just sober mind. Yeah, and we started a fire. And once we started a fire, I just out of nowhere got a vision that, hey man, or not a vision, but an idea popped into my head that people, yeah, something could see us right now. And when just shortly after that, we saw, you know, a really big like light in the sky, like it was like just a high beam in the sky. Just
it was like car headlights.
Yeah.
And it was floating like a boat, but it was not a car, it was not a boat, and it was not a plane either. It was a light that you've never been used to seeing up in the sky, you know?
I mean, not only that, like...
call it a UFO, call it what you may.
We're just hearing definitely something you never heard before, as well as to seeing something you never kind of could comprehend. It was just very, very... involuntary. You would just look at it, it'd pull you in, it'd make you feel like you were kind of
the more you looked at it,
into it.
Yeah, the more you looked at it, the more you paid attention to it, it's like it was just drawing in straight, it was drawing it into you, you know, like, but you had to ignore that shit and get out of where we were feeling. Like the whole time when we were looking at that shit,
we just totally just
I don't know if you guys heard this shit, but I heard this swooshing sound in the sky the whole time. It was like whoosh, 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 like that. And
I felt like, yeah, like a very like something with technology, right? Not technology, but like it would sound like something that would sound just like, I don't know, I heard the same thing, bro.
It was not in the physical realm that we were working on.
Yeah.
Like it's not what humans have came up with, it's not.
Yeah, it kind of felt like power surge and like, woo, 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 like just a very like crazy power.
Like I said, it's all a learning experience, like how my homie said, never have a bad trip. You know, it's all about who you surround yourself and how you take in the knowledge that you're about to feel. You know, sometimes you might be a little uncomfortable. Sometimes, you know, you might not be all laughs and giggles, but how is life? You know, life is never all laughs and giggles. You know, you go through little hardships and shit. And the psychedelic experience kind of sums it all up into one at one point. You know, like it makes you feel everything that you can feel at once. You know.
Not only that, I mean, you just kind of let a bad experience ruin a good time. I mean, just if for a moment, just know what's going on around you consciously, and just be out there.
For sure.
Be aware.
Well, this is Youngtone. I just wanted to share with you guys our trip on San Pedro. It's a form of masculine, and we did it.
Definitely gonna update you guys with we're gonna have another trip for sure. You guys will be there right alongside with us to see exactly everything firsthand.
Definitely, there's not gonna be no backstage. There's not gonna be nothing, no front. Just you and us, America. Just handling this one by one, side by side, letting you know how we handle these things. And we're here for y'all. That's all we're here for. Nothing selfish.
Alright, man, that's Youngtone. I'm out, man.